Corner. Donahue grabs into the number 1 corner. On the high side is Ritter. Ritter noses to the front of the number 44 in the number 3 corner now. Through the 4th now. Here they come. Whoa, up on the high side coming around now. As they come out down the front, Richie and Nino. Oh, Richie and Nino with a quick move on the high side. Chases Ritter. The magic number is 44 as they get down the back in the number 3 corner. Ritter and Giannino. And Giannino gets up high right next to the foam padding, brings it out. And the 4th corner down the front. Ed O'Donoghue in the number 17. Flemington Speedway street stock point leader back there in 5th spot. That's the number 37, Jim Lamoureux, as they move them through into the 4th corner now. Here they come down the front. Now, last lap. Chuck Starr in that number 1. Coming on strong from the outside as they get down the back. Checkered flag. They're coming out for the number 44 down the front. Well, Richie Burns grabs the lead from his outside front row starting spot down the back. Mark Tooker and a spinner in the middle of the backstretch. It looks like Pride Connor coming around. Connor moving slowly. Shoot 4th coming down the front. Green is out. Richie Burns again on the sweep around the outside. Tooker following through. They get down the back now. Now they settle in that number 3 corner. Tooker right up on the back of Burns. Here they come through. He takes the low side in the 4th corner down the front. Joe Scarborough, number 37, being passed on the inside there as they move it out down the back now. Down that long back stretch in the number 3 corner. Mark Tooker opens it up over Burns here in the 4th. The battle going on back there for 3rd, though. Brian Pancoast in the number 44 on the move. He's up there in 3rd spot. As they move down the back, getting in the number 3. The number 99 T, Tooker. As they move down the front into that number 1 corner. Pride Connor coming back through the pack a little bit, getting by 2 or 3 cars, but he got to finish in the top 6 to qualify in this heat race. Coming up on a lap car now here in the 4th corner. Whoa, Tooker gets around the outside there in the number 1. Kevin Irwin being lapped going down the back, which are number 41. A little bit of battle going on here with 1 lap to go. Up they go out of the number 2 corner down the back, getting in the number 3. Tooker has it here as the checkered flag comes down. Race going on for 2nd spot. They get the number 1 to drop of the green flag. They go the 14N. That's Daniel May grabs the lead of the number 2 corner down the back. Okay, here they go. Scott Riggleman dropping back a little bit now. They bunched up, tighten up through the number 3 corner. Here they come. Green is out down the front. Here they come. Whoa, Brown goes in, touches the 71 of Riggleman, can't quite make it though. Looking up high there. May getting up alongside of the foam barriers. All right, they get down the back now. Brown really with a burst of speed in the number 52. Coming up on the inside, challenges Riggleman. Through they come. In the meantime, May, whoa, up here on the front, brings out the yellow. Well, now they move into the number 2 corner. Pat Brown drops off the pace back there in second spot. Now they come out, move down the back. Daniel May on the move in the number 14. Now he tries to reel in that group of cars in front of him back there in sixth spot. All bunched up. Here's a move down the front. Andy Smith out in front, but not by much through the number 1 corner. Brown in second spot, diving down on the inside, trying to make a move as they come out now. Getting through is Wells. Here they come now. Wells in on the low side in that number 24X. Here they come moving out down the front. Well, Danny Turbish, well, catching the outside foam up there, moving it a little bit. Danny Turbish coming from 11th starting spot in that number 8. Here they come now. Andy Smith's up front in the number 99. Mark Wells in the 24X goes in strong on the high side and pulls it off through the number 2 corner. So Mark Wells, in that 24X out in front. And here comes Danny Tilbush, who started back there in 11th spot in the number 8. Here they move out down the front. Pat Brown's on the chase too. Pat Brown, he's up there in 3rd spot. Alan Smith back and forth. Straightens it up down the backstretch into the number 3. Checkered flag will be out on Turbish. Here he is all by himself here in the 4th corner, coming down for the checkered flag.
Buzzy Erickson out there in car 68. Green is out. Well, 3 wide as they make their way into turn number 1 here. Around the outside in the 301, it looks like McCosey challenging for the top spot. Now, car number 2, that's John Turkilson on top. Turkilson in the Malibu-bodied car. He's your leader in car number 2. Second spot, it's the 06 of Rusty Turbush. Now, Turbush challenging on the outside of Turkilson. Meanwhile, in 3rd spot, it's Shannon Connor, younger brother to Pride Connor. Well, top spot, a change there. Rusty Turbush takes over in the block 06. He's still on the outside. Bob Lamont trying to make his way through in the 27L Camaro-bodied car. He's back there in 4th spot. And from the rear of the field, veteran, late model driver, street stock driver, Buzzy Erickson out there in car 68, invading the Flemington Speedway today. Rusty Turbush leading away in the 06, but all bunched up behind second place John Turkilson in car number 2. Shannon Connor in 3rd spot in car 45, being challenged on the outside now by Buzzy Erickson. Erickson in the Camaro-bodied car number 68, will take over 3rd. Challenges Turkilson for 2nd spot now. Yellow out, yet in the front row. Warren Olson looking him over. Green is out. Now, Erickson challenging on the outside of Turbush. Side by side for the lead as they go down the back. Kirk Kilson in 3rd spot. Battle for the lead still side by side in the short chute now. On the outside groove, it's Erickson. Inside groove, it's the 06 of Turbush. Well, Rusty Turbush holding off Buzzy Erickson, yellow out. Between starter Warren Olson looking him over. Green is out. Well, can Turbush hold off Erickson here? Terkilson in third spot in car number 2. Moving up the fourth spot, looks like Jeff Voda in car number 97. Now, Buzzy Erickson tries the outside, has to back off there. Now, right on the rear bumper of the 06 of Rusty Turbush. 2 to go, 2 laps to go. In this fourth Great American Street Stock qualifying heat race. Remember, 6 cars to qualify. Battle for the lead continues here between the 06 and car 68. White flag for Turbush. Final lap for Rusty Turbush trying to hold off Buzzy Erickson. Buzzy Erickson started in 13th starting spot in car number 68. Now Erickson, who made his way through the field on the outside, is trying the inside of Turbush now for the lead. Final corner here. Turbush trying to hold off Erickson. Checkered flag. All bunched up for third and fourth here.
Dale Kern goes in. On the inside goes Phil Cox. Grabs it on the low side into the number 2 corner. Right down the back they go, getting to the number 3. In they go, and Jimmy Loesch with a boost up there in second spot. Gloria Katona in third. Here they come down the front. Gloria Katona Scarpati riding in third spot. Kenny Bryn in fourth. They get down the back of the number 3 corner they go. Now through the third into the fourth. Out in front, Phil Cox in the 17B. Here they come down the front. All right, through they go, down the back, Cox out in front. Jimmy Loesch tries to reel him in. They get in that number 3 corner, coming out down the front. Getting down into that number 3 corner they come, along the short chute, out down the front. Here they come now. 18.08. Quick time for Phil Cox in that number 1 corner they go. Katona. Joey McCarthy doing a good job out there too in the number 10. Coming up, here they come down the front. Mike Senna right behind him, tries on the inside and goes by. Coming down the front. Coming out down the front. Checkered flag will be coming out this next time around as they move down the front. Here's Phil Cox. Phil Cox in for the win. Sammy Beavers in his late model. Okay, here they come through out of the fourth, down the front. Green is out. Sammy Beavers getting ready for the action tomorrow in that late model championship. Out they go, down the back. Del George scoots out quickly from his number 1 starting spot in the 03 as they move through the short chute of the fourth quarter, coming out. Oh! A spin by Menzak up here. And along with some old friends, Marilyn Troll from upstate New York. Here they come, out down the front. Green is out. Right, Vreeland now. Ron Vreeland goes on the inside, and following him through is Doug Hoffman in the number 60. All right, picking up the action in the fourth quarter. They're moving out down the front. Green is out. Doug Hoffman going to try the high side in the number 2 corner. They move out down the backstretch, getting to the number 3. Del George Jr. back there in third spot. Skip Toyanis in fourth. Tom Hager in fifth. Coming out. The battle's still going on up front. Through that number 2 corner, down the back in the number 3. They come out down the front and still reeling. On the low side. Whoa, and they go, almost clipping the back of Fenwick there. Michael Wilczek following Hager back there in the 28W. As they move down the backstretch, getting into the number 3 now. Here are your leaders down the front. go. 2 to go. They get through the number 1 now to the number 2, moving out down the back. Forward still leading up by much to the number 3 corner. Through that number 3, here they come into the 4th down the front. Lou Ciccone coming up on Bowen. To number 1 corner out of the number 2. They get down the back stretch, getting into number 3. Bowen out in front, but not by much. Ciccone tries the high side, low side. Here they come out down the front now. In at number 1 corner. Frankie Kerr glances his way through in that number 2 corner. Frankie Kerr, they get down the back on the inside. Kerr and Ciccone is Kerr. Kerr with a burst of speed coming out down the front. In the number 93, it's Bruce Bowen. He's taking out the number 3 corner down the back. In they go, 15:47. And 47 100s. Through that number 1 corner, they move them out, down the back they go. Kerr on it quickly. Now moving up on the inside, going in. Let's see what happens now. Mayberry on the move too as they move down the front. Joey Allen giving it a ride too. 15:32. 15 and 32 100s for Kerr. Whoa, here they come out down the front. No question about Kerr stretching it out through that number 3 corner. Kerr gets through that number 1 along the short chute out of the number 2. Down the front they go. Coming up on slower cars. They get down into that number 3 corner. Kerr letting it wide up high out of the 4th. They move down the front. Another lap. They move down the back on Brian Palvis. They move down the front. Kerr taking the laps off here. Letting him move in that number 1 corner, coming up on the slow mover, lets it ride up high as he goes side. Down the back, getting into the number 3. Kerr taking it easy on the outside as they move through in the 4th, getting the white flag. In this number 1 corner they go. Kerr trying to put a lap on Hank Rogers Jr. here. Brings him through, checkered flags out on good. All right, Tony Siscone jumping in as they come out, have the number 2 corner down the backstretch. Chasing Siscone now, down the back, through the number 3 corner. All right, they pick it up, a lot of action there, they get through, they bring it up, they come out down the front. Scott Ritter in the number 51. Scott Ritter riding in 2nd spot. They go in now. Then it's George Kent in the U2. Here they come through, getting into the 4th corner out down the front. $17 and $90. Tony Siscone really being pressured up here. In the back, they move it out. George Kent going to try the high side. Coming in on him. They move him out of the number 2. They get down the back into the number 3. Whoa! Look at the action for 2nd place as they move it through. Here they come now. Into the 4th. They move it out down the front. John Preston on the move in at number 72. John Preston moving all the way up there in the second spot. Kent got high. They slipped under him in that number 3 corner. All right, down the back they go. They tuck into the number 3. Coming out, Scone having a little bit of trouble in that number 3 corner. Here they come out down the front. On the inside, Scott Ritter. They move him out. He's in third spot. Making a move on the inside. Preston closes the distance a little bit on Scone here in the fourth corner. The number 72 coming out. Doug Walcott. Flag lap here on Scone. One of the regular Wall Stadium competitors. Come down the front. Green is out. All right, they dive through the number 1 corner, let a short shoot up out of the number 2. Walcott puts the pressure on him up high. Scone hangs on to it. They move it in. Kent on the move too. Coming out down the front. Here they come. Markovic in the 1, Jack Ely in the 90, Gary Wentz in the 73W. Right, there they go. They get to that number 2 corner down the back. Martin Truex on the sweep around the outside, the high side, moving him in. Down they go. Molino dropping back into second. Down the fourth, they move down the front. Right, in that... Coming around up here, everybody gets on the brakes, and no damage done over there. Whoa! And Green is out. All right, they get in at number 1 through the 2. Pete Britton chasing Truex out of the number 2 corner down the back. In they go. What a battle there! Side by side down the back through the number 3 corner in the short shoe. Still side by side in the 4th corner. Into that number 1 they go now. They get through. Truex wins that lap as they come out down the back. In the meantime, Ken Woolley plays a waiting game in that number 40 as they move out down the front. Gary Wentz up there in 4th spot in the number 72. Ken Woolley going to try the high side as they move them in on Woolley. They move them out down the front. Green is out now through out of the 4th corner down the front. All right, they get the number 1 corner, moving them out of the number 2 down the back. There you go. Being chased. Britton back there in 3rd spot. They reach the end of the back stretch into the number 3 corner. Britton going to give it a try on Truex. Can't make it there. Truex holds him up, and Britton goes in at number, whoa, just about getting through. They make the bend down the front. Here they come. All right, Ken Woolley out in front, leading the way. They go down. Martin Truex drops back in the 2nd spot. The 72, Jack Ely, right behind him. Jack Ely in the number 90, getting the signal 2 to go. Bob Lehman trails the field in the number 77 as they move down the front. Bring it out. Here they move down the front. Ken Woolley. Woolley leading the way in that number 40 out of Howell, New Jersey. Joe Molino making a last lap bid on the 72 Wentz. Through, green is out. Jamie Tomato makes a move up on the outside in the 0-2. Grabs it out as they move down the back now into that number 3 corner. Mickey Kessler, in they go through that number 3 corner. The 127 is Doug Hoffman coming out down the front. Jamie Tomato modified to the number 127. All right, they get to the number 1 now, right behind Jamie Tomato as they move them out down the back into the number 3 corner they go. Okay, Jamie Tomato and a Howe, New Jersey in the lead, but Hoffman not letting him go. Here in the number 4 corners they move it out. Eddie Bone dropping back there in the 3rd spot. Coming through the 4th now, moving them out down the front. McGee Miller battling it out for that number 4 spot as they get down the back, getting into the number 3 corner. Tight battle in front, Jamie Tomato, and Hoffman makes a bit of the high side. Can't quite make it there as they move out down the front. In that number 1 they go. Through the 1 up out of the number 2. Out of the number 2. Battling it out 1787. 1787 100s being turned by Tomato. Coming up to lap some slower cars. Over. Hoffman, they move it into the number 3 corner. Here they come down in front. Green is out. Looked like Tomato had trouble getting in gear there. Hoffman as they come down the front. The signal will be out for 2 to go. 2 to go. On the high side, Hoffman again. Tries around the outside as they come out down the front. Has to back off. As they get down the back through number 1 corner, a little short out the number 2, and down the back into the number 3 they go. Okay, coming around on the white flag now, bringing them out down the front, Hoffman trying the inside, then the outside. In that number 1 they go. Hoffman may try an outside this time. Here in the 4th corner, look for Hoffman to make a bit on the outside. Here they come through in the 1, coming out down the front. Can't make it. All right, into the number 1 they go, and down the back. Dave McComber jumps out in the number 42 in the lead. Ed Donahue riding in 2nd spot down the back in the number 3 corner. Joe Scarborough, Doug Carpenter there in 4th spot as they move out down the front. Here they come. Starting to move in on him though as they move out down the front. Donahue in 2nd. That's the way it's going to be at the checker. Getting through out down the back, Ray Thies grabbing the lead. So far, the early leader going down the back. Larry Costa made a move too, up there in 2nd spot. Here they come, Shannon Connor in the 45.
Small block modified currency is next. Let's bring them up. Small block modified currency.
Shannon Connor has to finish there in that 3rd spot. They get down the back. Pete Comstock. Boy, Comstock's got to do some riding too. He's up there in points here for the Street Stock Championship as they come out down the front. Shannon Connor's got to qualify. Tries to get underneath. He's up in 3rd now. The car bounces off the barrier on the back, but keeps going. Okay, Shannon Connor moves it up with the yellow out. 1 back there in the 5th. Coming out down the front. Ray Feast leading the way. There you go. Right, going by, putting some laps on those slow movers down the backstretch in the number 3. Ray Feast coming down the front in the white flag lap. John LaRue spins it over there. Well, he was battling for a qualified spot. Checker yellow coming out here in the front. On dirt here. When they come out down the front, green is out. Okay, into the 1 they go. Roger Lorino, the number 36, through to the number 2, down the back. Down the back they go. On the high side, Menzak gets around Lorino up on the high side, getting through. 6 cars to qualify from this one. Out down the front. All right, getting down the back, it's Menzak. Between Smokey Warren and McGill here on the front. Here's Menzak. Menzak crosses the checkered flag. And here they come through in that number 1 corner. Through the 1, the short shoot into the number 2. They move down the back they go. All right, they straighten it up in that number 3 corner. Bringing them out now. Eberhardt, the 77. Thomas Smith, the 74. Coming out down the front stretch. There you go. Pete Britton challenges for the lead in the number 2 corner. Britton on the low side. Britton makes a bit on the low side, grabs the lead at the end of the backstretch. Okay, Britton out in front now. She brings him out of the 4th. Bob Dresser trying to take that 3rd spot away as they come out that number 77. They get down the back of Eberhard. In the meantime, a battle going on for 3rd there. Everham closing that distance a little bit between himself and Britton over there in the number 2 corner as the yellow comes out. Into the 4th corner, green is out. All right, they get through under the number 2 corner down the back. Everham now starts to edge once again a little bit closer to Britton. Now they move through that short shoot into the number 4, down the front stretch. 2 to go, 2 to go. It's Britton right here getting the white flag, 1 lap to go. Down the front they come with a checkered flag. Through they come, green is out. Lewis trying to get sideways momentarily in that number 1 corner. Out of the number 2 they go down the back now. And Hank Rogers Jr. in the number 23 getting through. Through the short shoot into the 4th they come down the front. Randy Kerr. In a big move up through that number 1 corner to go up out of the number 2 down the back. Rogers still underneath. Frankie Kerr, who won the first 15-lapper. On the move as he gets through the short shoot. Out they come. Here they come down the front. Into that number 1 corner they go. Through the 1 into the number 2. It's still Rogers. Kerr going to try the outside. On the inside. Moving them through now. Down low. Through they come. Through the short shoot into the 4th corner. Side by side. Out down the front. Rogers still there. Kerr trying the outside. Billy Hughes there too. In that number 1 they go. Out of number 1 down the back. Into the number 2. Rogers giving it a run on the high side. Kerr with an opening. Frankie Kerr goes through. Eventually on the 3rd lap. Into that number 1 they go. Through the 1 up out of the number 2 down the backstretch. Rogers back in second spot. Billy Hughes riding in third. On the high side, going through. Round the outside they go. Into number 1 they go. Woo! Here they come down the front. Clean as out. The number 120 they go out down the back now. On his way, stretches the lead immediately, almost a full straightaway. As they get to the back, Scotty moving in on Bowen. Bowen going to try the high side. They come out through in that number 1 corner and down the front. Scotty, they move on the inside. Cody's out. Down the back they go through the number 3 corner. Woo, Kerr picking it up here on the front. In this number 1 corner they go. Through the short chute, they go down the backstretch into number 3. Kerr on the ball, slows down a little bit in that number 3 corner. Turning it on through the 3rd into the 4th, down the front. Here they come. Rogers here and makes it through on the inside. Here they go. Through that number 1 corner they go. Bowen does get around the outside. They go through the number 2. They're moving out down the backstretch, getting into the number 3. Hopping right there, and they move Walcott on the move too. Through the number 3 corner, they bunch it up, they tighten it up here in the 4th corner, down the front. Right into that number 1 they go. Walcott putting the pressure on Doug Hopper. They reach the end of the backstretch, into the number 3 they go. It looks like Pete Britton slowing down in that number 2 corner as they get out the back. The 99 going in. Here they come through into that number 3 corner now. Through the 1, 2, down the back. Hopper continues leading away. Walcott putting the pressure on him. They get down into that number 3 corner. The yellow out. Yellow out. Here they come down the front. Tony Siscone down the front. All right, in number 1 corner they go to the number 2. Down the backstretch they go. Sacone back out. Walcott right there, but look at the action. McGee Miller in second, and Tomato putting the pressure on him too here on the front. In that number 1 corner. They're moving out down the backstretch into the number 3. In hard. Another car falling, dropping, going down the back. Got to keep an eye on that car in the middle of the backstretch. Through they come now into the 4th corner. Here. And look at the action here on the restart. Tomato jumps up quick as they come out down the front. McGee Miller started to fade on that one. He dropped all the way back in the 5th spot. As they get down the back through the number 3 they come now. Into the 4th, down the front. Jamie Tomato, he's up there in 2nd spot. They come out, they move down the back into that number 3. Now, in high through the number 3 corner, Walcott, Tomato, and right on him is Ray Abraham. Through here in the 4th. All right, through number 1, up out of the number 2. Diving into that number 3 corner. Trying to get up on the high side as Abraham, he gets up, brings it down the front. In that number 1 corner. Abraham on the outside of Tomato. Down out of the number 2, down the backstretch, getting into that number 3 they go. Whoa, look at the battle. In 2nd spot, Abraham on the high side, bringing him around down the outside. Through that number 1. Abraham trying to get through. Walcott on the high side. Everham finds an opening on the outside. Everham now goes for the lead. Goes for the lead. Moving him out down the front. Everham has it. Through into that number 1. Coming up to lap slower cars at 29 in. They get down the back in that number 3 corner. Everham coming from back there in 29th spot. Getting the lead after 11. Getting through into the 4th. They move down the front. Jamie Tomato in 2nd spot. Down the back, getting into the number 3. Doug Walcott fading back to 3rd. Here they come now. Through, getting in the 4th. In at number 1. 14 laps complete, coming up on halfway. Halfway now as they move down the front. Tomato coming back on him again. They move out down the back. Here's that number 3 corner now. Coming out, getting deep into the corner. Doug Hoffman up in 3rd spot. Doug Hoffman found the right groove on the track. Into the corner they go. Whoa! Look at the action over there. Having his trouble on these restarts. You can't seem to keep pace. So they move in, out down the front. Great is out. In that number 1 corner. Hoffman coming back in on Jamie Tomato now. As they pull out down the backstretch into the number 3. Whoa! A couple of cars sideways between the 1st and 2nd corner. All right, could be a start this time as they get into the 4th corner, and green is out. Okay, and at number 1 they move through, down the back they go. Tomato, but not by much. Hoffman staying right there. Kent, here comes Walcott back on Kent. Wooley's in there too, out down the front. Okay, now they stay bunched down the back. Tomato trying to hold off Hoffman as he makes a bit on the high side. Can't make it there. In the 4th, they move down the front. Well, still doing battle down the back, getting into the number 3 corner. Kent playing a waiting game, looking it over with Tomato and Hoffman up there in front of him here in the 4th. Through that 1, out of the number 2, they move down the back. Walcott back there in 4th, a cluster of cars there. This time Hoffman going to try the high side. Getting up high, through, around the outside they go, down the back. Hoffman on the move, gets down the back, through that number 3 they go. Hoffman hangs it up high on the low side. Tomato outside is Hoffman. Hoffman can't hold it. Through that number 1 corner they go. Down they go now, into that number 2 corner. Hoffman making a battle of it. This time coming through once again, getting up on Tomato. Tomato on the ball, they come down the front. Through that number 1 they go. Hoffman keeping it high, through the 1. Hoffman has it high side, low side, coming out down the back they go. Hoffman throws it around. Doug Hoffman, whoa, getting a job done here in the asphalt modifieds. Bringing them out down the front. As he moves it out around the outside of Tomato. All right, coming up on 2 to go. This next time around, 2 to go, 2 to go. Coming up on 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go now. Moving out down the front. Hoffman getting it going now through. Here they come, 2 laps to go. In that number 1, they get deep into that number 1 corner. Through the short chute, out of the number 2 and down the backstretch, getting into the number 3. White flag will be coming out this next time around. Hopping on the last lap now. Woo, up here, yellow out. Oh, I'm certain Tomino is aware of that. And we'll see what Hoffman does on this restart, because if he loses that lead, he's not going to have enough time to pull it out. Here they come. Through they go into the number 2 corner, down the backstretch. Hoffman hangs it right there. Checkered flag will be coming out down the back. Into the number 3 they go. Here they come. Hoffman down the front. Shannon Connor next in line, and here they come. Green is out. Right now into that number 2 corner, they move it out down the back. 97, Jeff Voda. Voda leads the way. Getting into the number 3 corner now, still bunched up front. Voda the 97 as they bring them down the front. Richie Burns making a move on the outside to get up in the second spot. Burns goes around, moves up in the second spot in the 09, into the 4th corner now. Leading the way, Voda, the 97, down the front. Now, around the outside, Redder on the move, too. Redder moves it up in the 3rd spot. Followed through by Jim Lamoureux. Carr throwing out some sparks in that number 3 corner. Coming out, Buzz Erickson throwing out some sparks. Here they come down the front.
Jeff Voda.
Well, they have some trouble. They really become wedged. We've seen bumpers. In they go. Green is out. Okay, whoa, a couple of cars becoming hooked over there, but they stay straight. All right, down the back they go. Out in front, still Jeff Voda, the number 97. Right behind him, Redder. They're all locked up. Here they come. Whoa, piling in over there against the yellow. Into the 3rd corner they come. Green is out. They get through the number 1, moving out down the back. That continues there, but Redder in the 3rd spot. Richie Burns doing a good job here tonight in the 09 as he holds that car in 2nd place. Tries on the outside. Yeah, they stay bunched on the outside. They go. Burns right there. Down the back. Into the corner they go. Woo, moving now, diving underneath the 8 cars. They bring them through the short chute. Out down the front. Danny Turbush in the 8 car now. They straighten it out. Danny Turbush in the 8 LI. Turbush in the lead. Giannino coming up on the outside, too, is the yellow out again. Two. Here they come. Green is out. Well, they get in the number 1 corner they go. They straighten them up. They move down the back now. In that number 3 they go. Whoa, and a car, well, not over. Just over and inside there. Tooker pulling out of position here. The number 99, Mark Tooker. In the meantime, the field going down the back. This time, Giannino pulls right in on Turbush. Can't quite make the move there. Tries the low side in the fourth corner as they come out down the front. Right through there you go. Turbush on the outside. Giannino forges the 44 out in front. On the low side, but right behind him, Turbush. Brad Connor back out again as they move out down the front. Down the front stretch they move. Rusty Turbush in the 06 running quick too. He's up there behind his brother out of the number 2 corner down the back stretch in the number 3. All right. Rich Giannino on the move here in the fourth corner. Coming up to put another lap of Brad Connor. Randy Turbush, Rich Turbush battling it out. They move down the back. Danny Turbush in the number 8 on the low side. The 06 of Rusty Turbush trying to get by Randy here in the fourth corner. Rusty Turbush in the 06 goes to the low side of Danny there, the number 3 corner. Right through here in the fourth corner. Coming out, they move down the front. Redder keeping pace on the low side as they move through the first into the second corner, out down the backstretch.
36.
Look at the action here on the front. In that number 1 corner they go now. Around the outside. Danny Turbush battling it out. In the number 3 corner coming out. Down the short chute. Here in the fourth corner, angling him out. Rusty Turbush in the 06 on the outside. Whoa, and Turbush pulling out. Danny Turbush in trouble in the 8 car. Well, still on the track is Turbush in that 8 car. Up here in the fourth corner now. All grouped up. Leaders coming out. Fourth, they move them out down the front. A right rear flat tire. Okay, into that number 1 corner they go. The 06, Rusty Turbush, jumping it out of the number 4 corner down the front here. And Ritter now finds himself up in second spot. Giannino trying to get back through. All right, diving into the number 1 corner they go. Through the short chute out of the number 2. They move them out down the back. Rusty Turbush right there. In they go into that number 1 corner. Through the short chute out of the number 2. Redder up there in second spot. Rich Giannino trying to get through on the high side as they go down the back. Giannino, if they're losing the lead, coming back again. Gets through the outside here in the fourth, down the front. Okay, diving into the number 1 they go. On the short chute out of the number 2. Now, Giannino. Chuck Santurski giving it a ride too, but Giannino had to come back through the pack. Now putting the pressure on Rusty Turbush. In this number 1 corner, 20 laps complete. All right, through they go into the number 2 corner. Around the outside, down the backstretch. Ritter stays in fourth, Giannino on the outside. He's trying to get up into second spot, but can't quite make it. The 8Z, Chuck Santurski, as they come down the front. Getting into the number 1 corner now. Giannino can't quite make it here on the front. Well, now, Rich Giannino going to try the low side on the inside of Sintarski as they get into the fourth corner. Okay, now, getting up around the outside, and Ritter trying to grab the lead. Whoa, Wyatt and Woolley went down the back. In the corner they go, 22 laps complete. Giannino going to try the high side. No, can't make it there. Going to try here. No, okay, down the front they go. In the number 1 corner they go. Rich Giannino finally getting that lead back. All right, through that number 2 corner they go. Down the back stretch, getting into the number 3. Rusty Turbush can't keep pace with Rich Giannino. Over here as he brings him out on the white flag down the front. Whoa! Look at the action there going in. My, coming right up on him. Giannino right there. As they move out down the back, getting into the number 3 corner. Whoa! Giannino going in hard over there. In the corner, going in hard.
Fire 2.
Push. With a flare up under the hood. Looks like we still see some flame under there.
That's a fin race. Definitely fin race.
Yeah, here they come. Down the front, 1 lap remains. All right, here they go. Down the back they go. Giannino right there. Being chased now. In by Chuck Sintarski. Through that number 3 corner. Sintarski goes wide. Looks like it's going to be Giannino out down the front. They get to the number 1 corner now, into the number 2. Down the backstretch, the number 3, Dale George in the lead. Senna going after him as they reach the end now. Number 3, through the short chute. Senna right there, putting the pressure on him as they come out down the front. Through that number 1 corner, out of the number 2. Down the back now. Down the back into that number 3 corner. They straighten it up. Getting through. Giannis on the low side. Around the outside goes Phil Cox into 17 as they come out down the front. All right, trying to get through the pack now. They get down the back, heading into the number 3 corner. In hard, deeping into the number 3, coming out. Still in the lead. Mike Senna now. Mike Senna in the number 22, taking him down the backstretch. Senna building up a big lead here out of the 4th corner. Phil Cox still running in 2nd spot. Dale George back in 3rd. Giannis trying to make room on the outside. It's Doug Hoffman. Doug Hoffman in that 60 over, getting up on the outside. On the high side, coming out down the front. By on the low side, finally gets through. They get down the back, getting through the number 3. Well, heavy traffic. Senna trying to get through some heavy traffic up here. On the low side. Phil Cox closes in on it. Into that number 1 corner. All right, they straighten out of the number 2. In they go. Senna leading, but Cox putting the pressure on him. In that number 3 now. Doug Hoffman. Hoffman now challenges up forward. Hoffman getting closer to second place. Phil Cox in the fourth corner. In that, number 1 they go. Long short shoot up better than number 2 down the backstretch. On the outside they go. They get down. Hoffman makes a bit on the high side. Goes by Phil Cox. Coming up 10 laps complete through that number 3 corner into the 4. Senna continues turning it on down the front in the number 1. Phil Cox in third. Ron Vreeland coming by. Couch goes on the low side, getting in the number 1 corner for the short shoot out of the number 2. Now through that number 4 corner they come down the front. New leader here in the corners. Hoffman goes by Senna here on the front. Hoffman getting around now, walking away from Senna. So they go down the backstretch into that number 3 corner. Senna stays in second. Phil Cox in third. Down the backstretch they go. 10 laps. That was a $100 lap, that fifth lap, as they get into the corner now. Out down the front. Down the outside, down the back they go. 20 laps. Through that number 3 corner. A $100 lap coming up here. Lap 20 with the Huff's Electrical Service. With that number 1 corner. Well, now Hoffman has broken into the clear as he goes down the back into that number 3. Well, Hoffman running like he's on rails back here. Pouch unable to get through. Pouch trying to whittle down that 3rd place spot, being held by Phil Cox. Hoffman goes to the high side now. Getting through, lapping slower cars. Hoffman throwing caution to the wind now as he goes by cars with ease down the backstretch through that number 3 corner. Hoffman getting around the outside. 26 laps complete. Already passed by Hoffman. Into that number 1 corner they go. Out down the back through the number 3. Pouch finally gets through. On the back with a white flag lap on Doug Hoffman. Getting into that number 1 corner. No pressure on Hoffman. Getting through, he can back off, getting through the number 4 corners. He comes out down the front. Hoffman having a better day.
Up row number 1. Warren Alston, the starter, looking him over. Green is out. Well, from outside the front row, Sammy Beavers on top in car number 43. Kristen second spot. Ziem on the outside in third. Johnny Gray in the bright orange 77 makes a move on the inside. Meanwhile, as he sweeps to turn number 4, it's Sammy Beavers. Now, Chris holding on to second spot. Gray in third. Wismer in fourth. Clyde Cox the third and fifth. Here comes Erickson. Buzzy Erickson, the outside of Clyde Cox the third in a battle for fifth spot. Erickson in car 68. Back in the pack, not able to come through as of yet. Veteran driver Pete Britton in car number 21. Now Britton makes his move on the inside on the backstretch. Britton to the inside of Darrell Zayemba in car 21.
'57 Bob Purcell.
Sammy Beavers clocked in the last lap 19.15 seconds, roughly 117 miles an hour. He's on the move. Sammy Beavers in car 43. Now Jimmy Wismer to the inside of Christ. Jimmy Wismer takes over second spot in the 7A. Sammy Beavers still leading the way now. Full straightaway lead for Beavers. 2 to go. 2 laps to go for Beavers. Pete Britton now challenging to the outside of Buzzy Erickson. Johnny Gray gets sideways in turn number 2. Hard impact. Sammy Beavers on the pole. Warren Austin looking him over. Green is out. Well, Beavers continues to lead the way down the back now, but it's Upper Black Eddy, Pennsylvania's Jimmy Wismer up to challenge Beavers for the lead. Now, Jimmy Wismer moves right in on Sammy Beavers, side by side on the front stretch here. Right flag last lap. Wismer on the inside with the move. Wismer on top in the 7A. Now Beavers comes back in on Wismer. Side by side as they make their way out of turn 3. Pete Britton right there in car number 21. Final corner here. Checkered flag. Well, Olander and Mariano still battling it out for the top spot. Mariano on top now. Todd Cray on the outside with a burst of speed in car 33. Todd Cray still on the outside challenging for the top spot. Well, just like that, it's Hamilton Township's Todd Cray on top of the Midstate Communications 33. Now on the inside, Jerry Finn with a move, taking over second spot in car number 96 there. Quinn Volgraff in third in the 7X. Mariano in fourth in car number 5. Now down the back, Todd Cray starting to open it up a bit here. Jerry Finn in second spot. He's going to try to chip away at that lead by Todd Cray. Volgraff in third, Mariano in fourth. Steve Hall in the yellow 25X in fifth spot, trying to hold off Bob Purcell. Now Hall looks to the outside of Skeets Mariano, challenging for fourth now. There's the battle in turn number 4. Mariano on the inside, Hall on the outside. Well, Steve Hall around the outside now. Bob Purcell continues to make a bid on the inside, challenging Hall for fourth here. Bob Purcell in turn number 3, looking for some racing room underneath Steve Hall. Purcell makes the move. Purcell puts car 57 in fourth. Meanwhile, Todd Cray still maintaining a full straightaway advantage. Quinn Volgraff in third. Green is out on the restart. Well, Todd Cray continues to lead the way here. Jerry Finn in second spot, but all bunched up behind Finn now on the backstretch. Cray once again up to a 5-car length advantage over Jerry Finn. Volgraff in third. Harmony, New Jersey's Bob Purcell in fourth. White flag for Todd Cray. One more lap for Todd Cray in the second qualifier for the late models. Cray took command early and has been leading all the way here in car number 33. Finn in second spot. Volgraf in third. Purcell in fourth. Reed in fifth.
Stefanik getting in hard. Number 1 corner. Pouch takes the low side, and Pouch grabs the lead out of the number 2 down the back in the number 3. In they go. Pouch takes off now. Pulls 2-3 car length lead over Stefanik as they move out of the number 3 corner. Here they come down the front. All right, Pouch continues to pull away. Scott Kenya a little further back in the 90. They get down the backstretch. Heber moving up. He's in that number 11 in fourth spot. Down through the short chute, down the front. Here they come. Pouch in the lead. Well, that lap turned by Pouch, 17.03. 132.120 in the miles per hour department. Mike Stefanik stays on the move in that number 1 corner. Heber up on the inside of him, can't handle him. Stefanik comes back, hangs on to that number 2 spot. 6 cars to qualify. Down the back through the number 3 corner. Pouch continues to stretch that lead down the front. 17 and 14 100ths that time for Pouch. Ah, what a battle there. Heber underneath of Stefanik. In that number 3 corner they move now. Bringing them out down the front. All bunched up. Getting in the action up here in the 4th corner. 17-12. Pouch a little bit slower. Down the front. Pouch in the meantime opens it up a full straightaway. Here over Heber. Down for Pouch as he zeroes in on putting a lap on McCarthy in that number 2 corner. White Bill now in that number 1 corner too, right behind Scott Kenya. Coming out. Checkered flag out for Pouch. Number 1 they go through the short chute of the number 2 corner. They move it out down the back. Pete Britton grabs the lead. In they go through the number 3 corner. Ralph Rowe up there, coming around the outside. Lenny Boy down the front. Lenny Boy in second spot. Rowe next in line. They get down the back into the number 3 corner now. 6 cars to qualify as they bring them through here out of the 4th. Boyd starting to cut in on that lead by Britton here in the 4th corner. Boyd moves it into a few car lengths. Ooh, Jimmy Long looks like in a little bit of trouble down the backstretch. Mark Fusco getting by Long on the inside here. Well, Boyd just gets so close to the number 99. Starting to drop back a little bit. And Rue is moving in on Boyd. Boyd starting to fall off the pace, and Rue moving in on him here. Jeff Hetzler into the 4th corner down the front, getting that 2 to go signal. Now Rue battling it out with Boyd for second spot as Britton gets the white flag. Hetzler all by himself there in 4th spot. Jimmy Loach doing a good job as they get down the back through the number 3 corner. Britton in for the win. The number 82 a little further back is Jack Johnson. Okay, half they come down the front. Green is out. Sweeping around from the outside is Doug Hoffman. What a start by Hoffman. Sweeping around Jimmy Chester as they go down the back. Into the number 3 corner now. Here they come through the short chute into the 4th, down the front. Jack Johnson battling it out with Chester there. Team cars, they move down the back in the number 3 corner. Decker now makes an appearance around the outside of Payne, going down the backstretch. Here they come. Well, 16 and 97 100s being turned by Hoffman. Keep in mind, top 4 draw for those starting positions. So it's important to finish in the top 4 here in the qualifying heats. Out they go, down the back. Oh, what a battle between Chester and Johnson back there. Now Decker getting in on the action, the number 91. As Decker gets through, slides through on the inside, coming out down the front. Here's Hoffman. Hoffman out in front in a big way here. Hoffman getting off the pace, slowed it down from 16.98 to Chester in that 12B. All right, they'll be coming up on 2 to go. All right, into the number 1 corner they go. Through, out of the number 2, down the backstretch, getting in the number 3. Here they come down the front, way out in front, Doug Hoffman. In the meantime, Hoffman taking a check. Green is out. Right in. Through the number 1 corner they go. Out of the number 2, down the back. Cozy moves in on Tremont over there as they get through here in the 4th corner. Move them out down the front. Here they come. Now, slipping into the number 1 corner they go. Tremont on the lead as they move down the back into that number 3 corner. Okay, Jeff Trombley, they're in 3rd spot. Here they come now, diving in, out down the front. Frank Cozy on the low side, slipping underneath the Tremont here in the number 1 corner. Down the back stretch they go, hitting into the number 3 corner. Cox a little further back there in 4th spot. Vreeland next in line. Down the front they come into the number 1 corner. Number 1 they go. Ron Vreeland right up. Tries the inside of Phil Cox, can't make it there. They go down the back of the number 3 corner, and in the meantime Trombley can't quite get underneath of Tremont. They'll be coming around on 2 to go. Through that number 1 corner, out of the number 2, down the back stretch, getting into the number 3. Well, Cozy stretches that lead, full straightaway lead for Frank Cozy here in the 4th as he brings them out down the front. He gets the signal 2 to go. Cozy starting to increase that speed now, 17:26. Here on the last lap, as he backs off, just throttles it through out of the 4th. He has this one wrapped up. Across the checkerboard, the big finish here. Here they come, Green is out. All right, they get to the number 1 corner now, long into the number 2, moving out to Giannis, but on the outside goes Tobias. Tobias now goes to the high side, grabs the lead in the number 3 corner, bringing them through into the 4th. They move them out down the front. Trying to get going in the 71. Keep an eye, this is a cold engine. Well, Brand driving a cold engine. They just dropped it in, a new engine. He's got to get by McCarthy in order to qualify. He goes to the low side. Here they come through, down the front. Right through the number 1 corner, up out of the number 2. As they go down into the number 3 corner. He's in 5th spot. Here's your leader, Tobias. But on the bubble is that 8T. Graham has to get by him, and he can so far. Here they come, down the front. But Graham goes to the low side and moves into a qualified spot. Checkered flag be coming out as Tobias puts a lap on Lorino.
Looking him over in turn number 4, green is out. On top in car 43, Sammy Beavers leading the way down the back. Jerry Finn makes a move around the outside of Lynn Bethman. Finn puts the 96 in second spot. Jerry Finn now makes a bid on Jeff Christ. 3 wide in turn number 1 with Farrell Zayema on the inside. Clyde Cox the third on the outside. Bob Purcell had made it 3 wide there. Now settling in, Clyde Cox the third. Puts the pressure on Jimmy Wismer in the middle of the pack here. Around the outside, it looks like Todd Cray in car 33. Todd Cray starting to make a move in car 33 on the outside of Clyde Cox the third. Now Cray moves around the outside of Skeets Mariano. Puts the 33 in 7th spot. Here's your leader, Sammy Beavers. Clyde Cox the third going high, coming out of turn number 4, gathers it in. Darrell Zayenda on the inside of that pack of cars there in the 49, with Pete Britton trying to make his way through in car 21. Meanwhile, Sammy Beavers putting a full straightaway lead between himself and Jeff Christ. Jerry Finn still riding in 3rd spot. Look at the action back in the pack. Now, Todd Cray pressuring Mike Reed for 5th spot. Cray to the outside of the 26 of Mike Reed. Todd Cray on the outside here, turn number 4. Todd Craig takes over 4th spot in the Mid-State Communications 33. The leader, Sammy Beavers, moving up on slower traffic. Beavers looking to put a lap on the 17X of Robbie Cutts. Backfire from the right bank of the Todd Cray 33 car. Todd Cray could be having some problems in the engine compartment. But now Cray moves in the 3rd spot. Car spinning coming out of turn number 3. It's Mike Reed. Come over, green is out. Contact made here, turn number 1. Britton gets sideways. Well, Jeff Christ right in the middle of it all in car 42. It all happened when Wismer and Christ made contact with Al. Beavers on top in car 43. Todd Cray in 2nd spot. Car goes wide coming out of turn number 1. Now Cray not letting Sammy Beavers pull away. Cray tries to make a bid on the inside here. Jerry Finn riding in 3rd spot. Jimmy Wismer right on the rear bumper of Jerry Finn. Clyde Cox the 3rd and 5th in car number 7. Now the 2 leaders start to put some distance between themselves. In 3rd place, Jerry Finn. Contact made coming out of turn number 4. Todd Cray riding in 2nd spot, looking for an opening on Sammy Beavers. Meanwhile, Clyde Cox the 3rd to the outside of Jimmy Wismer and Jerry Finn. Cox on the outside in turn number 4. Clyde Cox the 3rd with an outside sweep move, taking over 3rd spot in car number 7. Cox in 3rd. Now, battle for the lead continues in turn number 4 here. Beavers trying to hold off Cray. Todd Cray moves in on Sammy Beavers, won't let him get away, but Beavers, the veteran, knows where to put his race car, holding off Todd Cray. Jimmy Wismer around the outside of Jerry Finn puts the 7A in third spot. Well, the youngster from Hamilton continues to pressure the legend. Cox appears to be getting faster. Cray makes a move to the inside of Beavers now. Turn number 3, Beavers on the outside, Cray on the inside. Side by side in turn number 4 for the top spot. Todd Cray on top. Clyde Cox the third, now moving it on Beavers in a battle for second spot. Down the back now, Cox in car number 7, moving right in on Beavers. Here's your leader, Todd Cray, as he sweeps out of turn number 4. 5 laps to go for Cray. Todd Cray. Beavers could be slowing there, might have jumped out of gear. Clyde Cox the third goes underneath Beavers, takes over second spot. Something going wrong with the Sammy Beavers 43. Something going wrong in the motor department of the Sammy Beavers 43. Now Todd Cray has to make his way through slower traffic now. Clyde Cox the third and second spot in car number 7. Cray to the outside of Jerry Finn. Finn was riding so fast earlier, appears to be slowing in car number 96. To go, 2 laps to go for Todd Cray. Gruber still riding in third in car 43. Todd Cray now making his way through turn number 4. Here's your leader, Cray. White flag for Todd Cray from Hamilton Township, New Jersey. Cray looking to put it all the way right here on the final lap. Cray being also careful with the slower traffic now. Full straightaway lead for Todd Cray. Final corner. Checkered flag for Todd Cray.
The 17B. Let's get that 2B down here if you want to get a couple laps, fellas.
All right, on it now. Chip Henshaw down the back in the lead. They start picking it up. They get down the back. And coming through the pack quickly, Rick Altomos in the number 8. Boy, he's threading it through now. Threading the needle, getting through the number 3 corner, but already up there in fourth spot. Here they come down the front. Jeff Henshaw, the 18 getting through. Tom Vankovich in the number 18. Reliving a little bit of his past, a great thrill for Parker for certain, is 74 years old. Okay, Alamos gets through. Look at Parker Bone coming through in the number 67. Parker Bone started in the last spot. Boy, getting the feel of it again. Here, okay, the checkered flag will be coming out for Rick Alamos here on the front. Here it is. Well, a good help try. Here they come down the front. Green is out. All right, they get into the number 1 corner there. Stan, the man on the inside. Sammy on the outside. They come out the number 2 corner down the backstretch into the number 3. They go in that number 3. Okay, Beavers up on that high side, staying on the outside of Stan. They come down the front. Well, these two drivers have a lot of respect for each other through the years, and they know exactly what each other can do. You might say they have a book. Sammy certainly has a book on Stan, because Stan on that inside and giving the 7 a ride. Stan has not logged hardly any miles at all on this track and still has it. As he comes down in the number 1 corner, Sammy trying to pull it off of that high side, but Stan keeping him up there in that upper groove. Stan's car has a lot of power coming out of the corner there. Lets up, brings it out. Watch Stan now forge a little bit to the front, coming out of the 4th corner down the front and into the 4th corner. Whoa, in they go. Into the number 1 they go. Beavers coming back on him again. They get down the back. Stan likes it down there on that inside. In that number 3 corner they go. Now, here they come down the front. Stan, the man, and Beavers on the outside. Oh, they put it in now through that short chute into the number 2 corner. Harry D has the checkered flag in hand. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Here they come down the back of the number 3. Beavers on the high side, staying the man on the low side. They come through out of the number 3 corner. They come down. What's it going to be? Well, Beavers by about, what, 2 feet, maybe?
You ready for this? Gentlemen, start your engines.
Here they come through into the 4th corner down the front. Green is out now. Out in front, leading away down the back, and it's Kevin Collins. Collins streaks down the back. Right behind him is Dean Gouldix. They move into the number 3 corner through the short chute into the 4th corner. Pouch up in 3rd. Out of the number 2. They get down the back, getting into the number 3 corner. Pouch chases Gouldix. Oh, the inside. Gouldix going to make a bit on the inside. Grabs the lead. They come out down the front. Come through, Green is out. Right, they get the number 1 corner on the short chute and the number 2 down the back they go. It's still Gouldix. Pouch up there in 2nd spot. A lot of action going down the back stretch into the number 3 corner. They stay tight, getting through the 3rd into the 4th. This race out in front, picking up the lap money, that $100 lap by Tobias is Dean Gouldix as they come down the front. Danny Heber up there in 4th spot in the number 11. Wow, going in hard. It looks like Decker. Home barriers once again doing the job. 4th corner down the front, Green is out. Woo! That number 1 corner they go into the number 2. Now, Pouch couldn't handle Gouldix in the number 1 corner, nor the 2, nor the 3, bringing them through into the 4th. In they go, in that number 1 corner. 1J, couple of cars hooked together over there. Up for the green once again, and down the front. Pouch on the outside of Dean Gouldix. Out of the number 2 corner, Pouch has to get out of it. Gouldix regains the lead. Down the back, Pouch had it momentarily. Now they come through. Kevin Collins getting up and back of Pouch down the 4th, down the front. Down the back they go. They dive into the number 3 corner. Ray, here they come out down the front. Danny Heber staying right there too. Here they move now, coming up. Now in the 4th corner, down the front, heading into the number 1. As they move them out down the backstretch. Burn dropping out of competition. Pouch trying to come on. Whoa, up high, Kevin Collins. And Danny Heber grabs the lead. Yellow out. Woo, a bonus lap. Cozy in the number 72 down the front. Green is out. They move them out of the number 2 down the back, getting the number 3. It's Heber, it's Collins, it's Pouch. Coming on is Pete Burton up there, the number 99 in 4th. Right, into number 1 they go. Through the 1 up, out of the number 2, down the backstretch, getting to the number 3. In fifth, it's Cozy running along in fifth spot. Here comes Doug Hoffman. Hoffman coming on now. He's back in sixth. Now should get up there in third spot as they come out of the fourth and down the front. Doug Hoffman back in fifth spot. Lenny Boyd in sixth. Cozy dropping back into seventh. Jimmy Chester in eighth. Putting another lap on Brett Hearn through this number. 40th lap. Through the short chute into the fourth corner. They move them out down the front, getting into the first corner. Well, it's tightening up through this number one now. Around the outside they go. Heber. Into the number three corner they go. Down the front in this number one. Danny Heber picking up this bonus money lap after lap here. Going to try the outside of Billy Pouch up here. Between the first and second corners, they move out down the back. Heber, Collins, Pete Britton now. Britton up there in third spot. Pouch in fourth. Doug Hoffman riding in fifth as they straighten out and move down the back. Lenny Boyd on the move too in the number 22. Now, Heber trying to get through the traffic. The Pouch in front of him. They come out down the front. Trying to get through the number one corner. Heber trying to get up high. Hager on the number three corner. Kevin Collins and Pete Britton on the move, getting in that number three. Okay, deep into the number one corner, through out of the number two, down the back stretch they come. Goes to the inside, Kevin Collins. In second spot, out down the back. Tries the outside of Kevin Collins here on the front. In that number one they go. Now, Britton goes to the outside of Collins down the back. Can he hold it on the high side? Getting through that number three corner, out down the front. By Jim Hummer Roofing and Siding out of Phillipsburg. Also an LW Rolling Gravely Tractor Sales lap. Through they come now. Down the front in that number three corner. Whoa, look at the action up here in the fourth. The number three and the yellow out. Cruz. Here they come down the front. Green is out. All right, now through the one up under the number two down the back, and Britton is starting to reel in Danny Heber, getting a little bit closer on a couple of car lanes back here, coming out of the fourth. Okay, and Kevin Collins fading a little bit back there in third, Pouch in fourth. Here's the action here. Britton coming right up on him. Heber leads the way. They tighten it up at the end of the backstretch through that number three corner. What a race. Good race here. Coming out of the fourth and down the front. Doug hopping right there, and watch out for Boyd. Lenny Boyd started to come on strong here, right behind Hoffman. Danny Heber doing a terrific job here in the number 11 with Pete Britton, unable to handle the young driver from Pendle in the number 3 corner. Doug Hoffman getting by Pouch up here, moving up here on the front down in this number 1 corner. Right now, it continues between the 3rd and 4th. Heathner. Pete Britton wants some of that lap money. So far, Heber pocketing the major share of the lap money here in the 4th corner out down the front. Lap number 70 coming up. A $100 lap from Mark Kenyon. Mark Kenyon up in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. And Danny Heber grabs another $100 from Mark Kenyon Ford. Here they go, around the outside.
Put a lap on Jack Johnson.
Just putting a lap on Jumpin' Jack Johnson in the 12A through that number 1 corner. Out of the 4th now, down the front, getting into number 1. And here they go, and Kevin Collins starting to come back. And Pete Britton in the number 99 brings them out down the front. Well, so far it's Heber collecting the lion's share of the lap money. Britt would like some of it, so would Kevin Collins. Up here in the 4th. Collins tries the inside, then the outside as they move down in that number 1. Through the 1 up under the number 2, bonus lap. Coming up there as they get down the back. Kevin Collins moves in the 2nd spot. Kevin Collins in 2nd here on the front down. Oh, it's Heber. Heber got that $100 in that 75th lap, and that's from Nice Lumber Company in Lambertville. All right, it went to Danny Heber. Now they moved him up now through into the 4th. Kevin Collins in the lead. Danny Heber back there in 2nd spot. Pete Britton pushes him back into 3rd. Doug Hoffman riding in 4th. Number 1, look at Kenny Brightbill. Well, Kenny Brightbill likes the outside, and he's working on the outside down the back. Okay, Doug Hoffman found an opening there and moved through from his inside as they get down the back in the number 3 corner. Out in front here, Kevin Collins. All right, Kevin Collins coming to put a lap on Jimmy Loesch around the outside as they move down the back. Heber, Doug Hoffman now in 3rd spot. Doug Hoffman in 3rd. Look at Kenny Brightbill up there in 4th position down the front. Lap number 80, $100 lap from LW Rolling Gravely Tractors. And Kevin Collins pulled in that $100. Kevin Collins right there, right behind him, not a far off the pace, Heber. And Kenny Brightbill up there. Brightbill Brightbill giving it a ride in third. Around the outside, down the backstretch, getting into the number 3. Coming up on Hetzler, trying to get by Hetzler over there. In that number 3 corner they go. Down the back. In that number 1 they go. All right, it's tight. Brightbill goes to the inside. Brightbill picks him off, moves up to the second spot. Brightbill in second spot now. Down the front. Kevin Collins goes to the inside of Hetzler in this number 1 corner. Wait till they get into traffic over here. Kevin Collins gonna coach a lot of traffic. Kevin Collins and Brightbill on it coming out of the 4th corner as they move down the front. Up now, 90th lap, collected by Kevin Collins, K&K Industries, manufacturers of micro stock chassis in Trenton. $100 going to Kevin Collins. Brightbill right behind him. They tuck into the number 2 corner. They come out. Tobias running the number 17 quickly out in front as they get into the number 1 corner. Yellow out. Pulling into the pits. Okay, and Collins pulling in. The leader is in. Brightbill stays out. So Brightbill's the leader. Kenny Brightbill. 97 down now. Doug Hoffman pulling through and back out. Pouch in and back out.
115.
15 spot. Here they come down the front. Green is out. So Kenny Brightbill collects that $500 bonus lap from Sunoco gasoline, Sunoco Racing gasoline. All right, in they come out of the 4th, down the front. Budawan out of the number 2. Now starting to run, gets down, tries the inside of Hoffman, can't make it there, pulls back in line. Kenny Brightbill with the biggest lead so far since the drop of the green flag. Now through in second spot in the 44Ds. They move them out down the front. Was the section 10 of the first term bleachers, a $100 lap going to Brightbill. Right into that number 1 corner now. Danny Heber, the early leader, back in action again, going down the backstretch into the number 2. Danny Johnson has come up into second spot. 7, 8 cars all getting through that number 1 corner. Down the back they go. Danny Heber trying to get by Hetzler and Strupp. Johnny Strupp now coming on around the outside as they come out down the front. Brightbill caught up in some traffic. Danny Johnson in second spot. Doug Hoffman in third. Billy Pouch in fourth. Moving slowly is Tobias on the front. In his 7th is Danny Heber. 8th is Kenny Brightbill. All right, lap 130, a bonus lap from Mary Morris, and they go. Down the back, coming in the lead here on the third. Pouch! Whoa, what a move by Pouch! Coming up! What a move by Billy the Kid here in the fourth quarter as they move out down the back in the number 3 corner, and Doug Hoffman follows him through. Well, and here comes Kevin Collins. Whoa, almost had it on the inside. Coming out up through the fourth corner. Pouch back into the lead. They move it in now. Here they come down the front. Leader, Billy Pouch. Right behind him, Doug Hoffman in the number 1 corner, up out of the number 2 and down the backstretch. Kevin Collins pulls it up into third spot as Kevin Collins. Down the back they go. Collins in third, down through that number 3 corner. Here in front of Pouch, coming out of the fourth corner, getting into number 1 as Doug Hoffman tries to zero in on the inside. Through they go, around the outside. Number 2 corner down the back, getting into the number 3. All right, Hoffman closing in on Pouch. Up here, Hoffman going to try the outside as they come out and down the front. Pouch taking that low side throw, coming out. Hoffman going to try the outside. Moving him out. Whoa, Pouch doesn't give Hoffman any racing room. Down the back in that number 3 corner. And Kevin Collins in hot pursuit too. Here in the fourth. Oh. Look at the action here on the front. In that number 1 they go. Coming around now. Out of the number 2 down the back. 141 laps complete. And a $100 lap from Adam Ross Cut Stone. Billy Pouch collecting that. That 140th lap, that $100 lap. Johnny Strupp caught up in between Pouch and Hoffman down the back. As they move in, whoa, can't quite make it there, allowing Pouch to get a little further ahead. Kevin Collins almost slipped through here on the front. Hoffman getting a little bit closer to Pouch now, not by much, but each lap here in the fourth corner. Scott Kenya, who also riding in the top 10 as they get out in the back. Collected that 150th lap, which is posted by Billy Pouch's business. Out down the front, green is out. Kevin Collins ducks underneath the wrap rule. They get down the back in the number 3 corner. Okay, Hoffman right there. Kevin Collins, Danny Johnson riding in third. Hoffman now going to take the high side when lapping. Goes up around Loesch. Comes in on Bren. Puts a lap on Bren. It's going to be a little tougher to get by this group of cars, though. And Scott Kane, it's not going to be as easy. They get through that number 1. We'll see what he does here. Here's a place where Kevin Collins may be able to catch him. Down the back they go into the number 3. Up the outside around Phil Cox. Coming through up on Tremblay. Down the front here. Moving him in. In the corner they go. Well, Doug Hoffman getting through. It looks like Collins is the one caught up. Collins caught up behind Danny Heber for a moment or so, going down the backstretch. Through they go, up around the outside. sixth is Frank Cozy, seventh. Mark Fusco here on the front. Fusco in seventh spot in the mile 4. Doug Hoffman, Kevin Collins, Danny Johnson up there in third spot. Kenny Brightville in fourth. All right. 6 cars in the lead lap. Coming up to put a lap on the 6th place driver. Down the front, can't quite do it. Fusco holds him off here on the front. Now, he puts a lap on the 6th place driver, Mark Fusco. Trying to thread the needle over there. In between the 3rd and 4th corner. Bringing them through, staying on the high side here as they come out and down the front. Hoffman unable to get through. Whoa, caught up behind a Rouge. They go down the back into that number 3 corner. Well, Rowe running right in the middle of the track. Hoffman gives him a little tap in the rear as they go down the backstretch, heading into number 3. 584 laps complete. Hoffman on the move, bringing him through here, trying to catch Boyd to put a lap on the 5th place driver. Third spot, 190, another Tobias speed shop lap.
Let's go, T17.
In hard up here, Mark Fusco. In the mile 4, the team 7. Looks like the $100 lap. Okay, the green down the front. Here they come. Here they go, to the number 2 corner, down the backstretch they go. Hopping right there, Kevin Collins trying to reel him in. Whoa, now here we come down the front. White flag lap. White flag lap on the move. Here they go now. Down the back of the number 3, who's it going to be? They get down the back, it's still Hoffman. Here they go, Collins backing off momentarily, tries to come on. Here they come, whoa, he closes the door on him. Here they come down the front.